Hello and welcome back to FTL. Now, because I am a fucking moron, I never turned on my microphone for this recording, and I didn't want to just scrap it because there's no way to go back to an old save or anything in this game. So I'll just give you a little bit of light, fluffy commentary over the wonderful video that you will be watching. So our first jump in Sector 3 here, we find this ship, and I decide, what the hell, I've got plenty of fuel, let's give it to them. Now, they don't have anything to give to me, and that kind of makes me upset, but, you know, in the long run, it's not a big deal. They did upgrade my maps so that I can see the whole sector, which is nice. We decide to take a, I would say northerly, but this is space, there's no cardinal directions, an upwardly, or that wordly direction toward the exit beacon, and we'll hit up that store before we get there. Now we jump into this beacon, and I'm thinking, sending an away party is risky. We've only got 5 crew members, so I'll just go ahead and play it safe and move on. This does mean we don't have any risk of losing someone, but we also don't have any potential rewards. So, moving on to the next beacon. Again, no immediate battle, which is good and bad. But we decide, let's ask if they have anything that could help the mission, you know? See if they'll give us anything. Might as well be worth a shot. They don't have anything, so they give us absolutely nothing, which is kind of, well, 2 beacons in a row with absolutely nothing isn't the greatest. I decide, let's try to get a little bit more scrap before getting to the store. So we go to another beacon, and this one does in fact have a ship as it was marked on the map, and so we gotta start fighting it out then. I decide to start with the burst laser on this one, and I want to focus that right on the weapons, especially since they have 2 lasers that can take down my shields and do damage all in one volley. Of course, that first volley of ours completely misses, which is just fucking typical. Now at this point, I'm a little worried. They've taken down our weapon systems entirely, other than of course our artillery beam, which is only halfway charged at this point. Got to get our rockman there, putting out that fire. I figure he's got his handle on it. Then they take out my med bay. Not an immediate, bad thing that happens, but gotta watch that for later. Another volley. Luckily, that second beam misses. Again, now at this point, our weapons are about halfway up, and our artillery beam is just about ready to fire when our oxygen goes out. Send a crew in there. Gotta repair that. That's important. Our artillery beam fires, does quite a bit of damage actually, and now we're able to get our weapons back online. At this point we can jump away if we need to, but I decide let's stick it out and see what we can do. Put that laser back on the weapons. This time we do a bit of damage and they surrender. Thank God, or we probably would have jumped away in about 5 seconds after that. Here I decided to heal up and everything, fix everything, heal my guys, and we jump to the next beacon. Here we have the abandoned mining facility. We could attack or avoid the conflict. And I decide to attack, being the stupid motherfucker that I am. I decide let's start with the missile this time instead of the burst lasers so that we can get some immediate damage. Now it looks like what we have here is they have a heavy laser and ion. So they ioned my shields, so that's down, which is worrying. Luckily I get my missile off. Oh wait, I don't get my missile off because they took down my weapons. So we gotta repair those as fast as possible. Again, they take out my oxygen. And at this point I'm thinking, oh, what have I gotten myself into? We probably won't make it to the last sector. And they take down my weapons again. Now at this point, my only prayer is hoping that our special artillery beam does enough damage to either kill them or make them surrender. They then hit my shields, and as you can see, bring my shields down below 50%, which is some pretty worrying. Now at that point, I decide I need to get the hell out of Dodge, so I jump away. And here we are at the store. Now, I did say that we can't upgrade anything, but we can get augmentations. None of those were really going to help me too much. But I'm like, I have to absolutely fix my ship, which is more important than getting another crew member at this point, which I only would have been able to get the human. So I decide, let's fix the ship, then we can get missiles and whatnot before that. Then I see, well, you know, we have plenty of fuel and missiles still, so I'll go ahead and just completely fix the ship, since that's going to be our most important goal, is surviving to that last sector. Now again, we got to heal up our guys and repair any broken systems on the ship. And with that, we jump to our final beacon of the sector, which will be the upper, northerly, whatever the fuck you want to call it, beacon. And of course, there's a rebel ship. I read this out in a probably what was a pretty terrible voice, so maybe that's a good thing that it didn't record. But then we decide I'll start with that missile again, focus it right on those weapons, especially since they have a missile as well, which can do a lot of damage to me. Luckily that one didn't hit any primary systems, and there goes ours. Takes down their weapons entirely, but they take down ours other than the artillery beam. This has got me slightly worried, but not super worried. Not enough to worry about jumping the second I can. Now they've got their weapons starting to come back online. Still don't have the missiles, but I have mine that'll come out soon. My artillery beam is also just about ready to fire. There goes our missile, and it takes down their weapons entirely. And my artillery beam just enough damages their ship so that they can't escape, which is what they're trying to do. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good, because we're just going to take that laser and shove it right up the ship's ass and disable those engines so that they have no chance of jumping away. At that point, they surrender, and I'm thinking, thank God. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting once we get past into those later sectors where things are going to get a lot tougher having only one shield and no auxiliary weapons. So as we progress through the sectors, it's only going to get more difficult, and it's only going to get more desperate, to be honest. So we'll have to see what happens then. Here I decide real quick, I don't want to deal with anything. I just want to get out of there. You know, I can't risk anymore. So we decide here to jump, and instead of going to the Mantis Homeworlds, which leads me on an only negative path, I go for the Slug Home Nebula. That way we have at least a chance of a little bit of rest in there. So we jump away. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you fuckers later.